right, everybody. Welcome into the show this week. After a week off, much needed rest, relaxation. I was in Nashville, Tennessee on my honeymoon. Hey, we're back. We're getting back at it. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And Midwest Mike's coming at you live and in living color. Okay. We did add a new social media this week. We now have a Snapchat. It is under Midwest Mike's also, just like our Twitter, our Facebook. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on iHeartRadio, all under Midwest Mike's. Just search for us, find us, and we'll be there. And hit us up on the Snapchat and interact with us.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think the Snapchat's going to be really cool to interact with everybody, like very fast and like on the fly. And so that's another reason why we did it too. So
we can get a little more breaking news, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll help us out with that, and we'll be able to have conversations with everybody. So that'd be good. So moving along, let's kick it off. We're going to NBA playoffs first.
Yeah, NBA playoffs. They have started. All the game ones of the first round are in the books. Start off Warriors minus Steph Curry. Beat the Spurs and beat them pretty handily, 113-92. That's the 2 and the 7 matchup in the West.
And this was a series because Curry was hurt that people were going to keep their eye on. It's because Curry's hurt, and I still think Pop is. I still think Pop's the best coach in the NBA. I know a lot of people think we got Brad Stevens up there, and Quinn Snyder's done a really good job in Utah. But I got Pop as number one, and I watched this game. Actually, I did watch this game in its entirety, and from start to finish, it looked like that the Spurs were just outmanned. The talent's not there. LaMarcus Aldridge is really good. Other than that, man, Pau Gasol is old, and you got some
Leonard's out.
I guess Kawhi's out, and then he's out for the rest of the playoffs. They already cleared that, so he's not coming back. I think if Kawhi was in, I actually feel like Spurs would win. But I also feel like if Kawhi had played all year, they would be the 3 seed or the 4 seed, and not the 7. I think it's good coaching job by Pop to even get him in the playoffs. So they made the playoffs. I thought so the other day. It's like 21 straight years or something crazy,
like that,
right?
Yeah.
So it's 20.
That's an amazing stat.
Yeah, so it's 21 straight years, and average seed in 21 straight years is 2.73.
Wow.
That's even crazier, right?
That is.
So this is literally one of the best runs of a basketball team you will ever see. Ever. Like anything. College, NBA, whatever. This is one of the best runs ever. And I think San Antonio fans should appreciate Pop. I don't know how much longer he's going to coach. I know they said they had a shot at getting LeBron next year. That would be interesting with Pop. Because LeBron's never had that elite coach, but anyway, whatever. But this game was a total blowout from the beginning. Warriors just killed them. Durant killed it. Draymond played really well. Thompson played really well, and they're just. I think with this series, they can rest Curry as long as they can rest Curry through the whole series, and I think they'll still come out. I think they'll probably sweep. I think they'll sweep them.
Game 2 is actually in progress right now as we record.
They're playing right now, and
we'll get you a score update here in just a second.
I'll say it's actually pretty close right now.
It would have just tipped off here moments ago.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So they're while we're recording this, they're in the first quarter's closing out, and Golden State's winning 21-20. Actually, it's tied now, and the big scorer from the Spurs is Aldridge, of course, and then they got a few guys doing it, and then Draymond's he's only played 2 minutes, so I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter, so I don't know if he got hurt or something. But that's going to hurt him quite a bit too, Draymond, because they don't really have anybody down low that can guard Aldridge like that. So yeah, and I know Pop's going to see that. So there you go. I'm not a Warriors fan at all. I don't like the way they carry themselves. Not a fan of Kevin Durant because Durant won a championship last year and the Finals MVP, and I feel like he still acts like a baby. I don't know why. I feel like he's angry. This is the guy that was creating fake was it fake Twitter accounts or fake Instagram accounts to comment on people's posts that comment on his post, like hating on him or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this dude took the time to do that.
That's crazy.
I don't see any other superstars doing that. And I would say some people have Durant as the number one player now. I still think LeBron is or Harden, but some people have Durant as number one. And this guy's taking the time to do that. That doesn't hurt. That doesn't help your brand or nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't help. So we'll try to get another score update on that game a little later on in the show because, like we said, they are actually playing that right now. First quarter's wrapping up, tie game. Excuse me, we'll see how that ends up. Moving over to the East, we had the 1 versus the 8. The Raptors, the 1 seed, beat the Wizards 114-106.
They'll play again tomorrow, and there's a lot, like the Raptors are the 1 seed, and a lot of people have the Raptors. Well, not a lot of people, but there's people that have them going to the finals. They played really well together. They've played really well all year. They finished out the year really strong. I think the Wizards need to end up coming to the realization that John Wall is not your number one dude that's going to lead you to the finals. Or to a championship. I think John Wall is going to end up being a very nice number 2 eventually, kind of like Paul George has kind of come up. He's the number. Well, he may end up being number 1 next year, but he's at number 2 next to Russ this year. And good game. I actually was a really good game, and the Raptors ended up coming away with that. So
all right. So they're up 1-0. Staying in the East, you had the 3 seed, the 76ers. Man, it's been a good year for Philadelphia sports, hasn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what. So Philly is looking really good. The Flyers are the Philadelphia Flyers are in the NHL playoffs too. They got smoked the first game, and the second game against the Penguins they ended up winning like 5-1. I saw that, so they're a good team too.
Yeah, and the Eagles win the Super Bowl, so it's been
crazy, dude.
Been a pretty good year to be in Philadelphia
and Villanova, right?
Yeah, and Villanova's in Philadelphia. So
the thing about that, they killed them 130-103.
Yeah, against the Heat.
So the Sixers really took over in the fourth quarter, where they outscored them 40. Actually, they took over in the second half. Third quarter, they outscored them 34-18. Fourth quarter, 40-25. That's probably some of the youth coming out. But I'll tell you what, the 76ers and then crossing sports into Houston Astros, I was talking about it today with somebody. Those are prime examples where if you don't have the money or you don't want to try to buy a lot of talent, if you want to tank for a while, gather up young dudes and say you draft it, you get 12 to 14 guys like either prospects or draft picks. And you just hope 4 or 5 of them are really good. And that's what they ended up with. Like Ben Simmons, they got Joel Embiid if he's healthy. But Embiid didn't even play. And these guys are still killing him. So Philly's looking good.
Philly did lose tonight.
They lost tonight to the Heat.
Game 2, they lost by 10. I didn't watch that game earlier.
I'll tell you what, the guy that took over was Wade. Dwayne Wade came off the bench in 26 minutes. He had 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So
it's a good day at the office.
Every once in a while, Wade can turn back the clock a little bit.
Yeah. So that series is officially tied up 1-1. I am going to take Philadelphia though to go ahead and win that series.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'm not going to pick the Heat. Like you said, Dwayne Wade can't go out and do that every night. It's great to see him do it once in a while, but he can't continue to carry that team. So Philly's going to win out in that series. Back to the West, we had the 3 and 6 matchup, Trailblazers and Pelicans, and the Pelicans pull it out, the 2-point win over the Trailblazers, 6-3.
Yeah, the 2 big players for the Pelicans in that series or in that game. Anthony Davis, his line was 35. He had 35 points, 14 rebounds. He's a beast. And then Rondo ended up with 17 assists. So everything clicked for him really well. And the Trailblazers, even in their history, are kind of they've had talent come through there, especially in the last 7 or 8 years. But they haven't been able to capitalize on it. So I mean, I think I would still pick the Blazers to win, but it's a bad matchup because they really don't have anybody down low that's going to guard Davis really well. So it's a bad matchup for them. So if Pelicans end up pulling this out, or I do think the Blazers will pull it out, but it'll be 6-7 game series, maybe even a 7-game series. So
I'm gonna go Pelicans here. For the reasons you said, I don't think they can guard the
just
brow.
kind of flip flop, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they can guard the brow. So
And I wouldn't be, it's like I wouldn't be surprised to go either way.
Pelicans there. Bucks Celtics back in the East, the 2-7, and the Celtics do beat the Bucks 113-107 in that matchup.
That game was pretty good. That game was actually I didn't get to watch. I got to watch. Went to overtime. They played really hard. So Celtics team, which is undermanned, no Kyrie, no Gordon Hayward, still come up with a way to do it. And their rookie, Brown, he's a baller. Hal Horford played really well. Actually, they do a really good job of getting everybody involved on that team. Brad Stevens is, if he's not second, he's first. He's the best coach in the NBA. So his jump from Butler to the Celtics is amazing. But
you just said Pop's the best coach.
I think Pop is. So I got Stevens too.
Okay.
Some people have Stevens 1.
Okay.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they chose him because he lost Kyrie towards the end of the year, and then they lost Gordon Hayward at the very beginning of the year. So he's done a really good job there. So.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Celtics there to win that series.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on, staying in the East, the 4-5 matchup, the Cavs and the Pacers. And the Pacers put it to the Cavs with the 18-point win, 98-80. And the big question, this game was last night, or maybe it was Saturday night, but the big question is it panic time for LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'll tell you what, Kevin Love better. I watched this game. Kevin Love better show up. He had 9 points, and he's your number 2. Supposed to be your number 2 guy. He better show up. He had 17 boards. LeBron had a triple-double, 24, 10, and 12. So that's... And the funny thing is that when you say that line, you're like, yeah, all right. And like the way he's been playing lately, it's kind of actually a little bit less than he's been playing. But LeBron played the whole game, played 44. Oh, is that right? 44 minutes.
No, it's not the whole game.
Whole game is 48, right?
Yeah.
So he sat for 4 minutes. So he played a ton of time. They couldn't get anything going. Pacers were very physical, and Cavs only scored 80. So it was bad. I don't think it's panic time. I still think Cleveland wins the series. I had the series at 4-1. Now I'm thinking maybe 4-2. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland just won the next 4. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. LeBron's usually this is probably one of the worst playoff games I've seen him play. Even if he did get a triple-double, still didn't score enough.
It is his first ever playoff loss.
In the
first round.
Or game 1.
I thought it was in the first round.
No, I don't think
maybe it's game 1.
Yeah,
I thought he had always been involved in sweeps in the first round, but
is that right?
I could be wrong.
No, you might be right.
I thought I saw that stat that it was
you might be right.
His first loss in the first round.
The Cavs last year swept all the way through.
And when he was with the Heat
2 years ago they did, and the Heat never had a problem in the East ever.
So I'm pretty sure, that was right. Somebody out there on Twitter fact checked me and let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm right.
I wouldn't be surprised. So
tweet at me, Midwest Mikes.
No, it's not panic time. One thing I would say, when they got down they were down at one point by 26. And I was talking to a guy about this. LeBron's he's very long-term thinking. So I wondered if he was going to kind of check out and say, all right, game 2, let's just wait. And because he's a very long-term guy. Like, this was the first season he played 82 games.
And they were down in the finals a couple years ago, 3-1, right?
Right.
Came back and won it.
He don't have Kyrie. But.
No, I would not. Now, if they lose another 15-plus point game in game 2,
it's panic time.
Then I would say yes, it's panic time.
That would mean it's also panic time for Cleveland.
Yes,
because that would be like
LeBron's out.
LeBron be out, and he's
he could mentally check out at that point.
I have
down 0-2.
Yeah, I have no clue where this dude is going next year. The one that makes the most sense is Philly, because Philly can afford him, and Philly can keep everybody and still afford him. So they have Simmons, Embiid, Braun, all these dudes, and so we'll see what happens with this series.
Yeah.
I think